The following video today is brought to you by Quip. Stay tuned until the end of the video to find out more about the world's greatest toothbrush. Recently, we have seen yet another example of a mainstream newspaper make an article warning people about the alt-right radicalization machine on YouTube. This time by the New York Times, with the original version seeming to imply that creator DeFranco is some kind of extremist recruiter. So what happened that got us to this point? Well, today I want to try to answer that question. Let's start off with the article that sparked this video. Caleb Kane was a college dropout looking for direction. He turned to YouTube. This follows the same basic story format that has been done a dozen times prior, in which they frame YouTube as an alt-right radicalization center, in which the algorithm methodically reels you into content promoting racist ideologies. While now edited, the original online version slowly had faces disappearing from the wall of creators, alluding to the most extreme being left at the end, including Philly D. On top of this, his picture was also included in the print version of the story, which outraged many who said it was a smear calling him alt-right, although I disagree with this assessment since they had both left and right-wing creators included in this collage. This isn't the only example of one of these stories hitting this weekend, however. CNET also came out with a piece on the problems surrounding the gaming community on YouTube and how creators are often angry. What made this one so egregious was that the journalists behind it reached out to some of these creators' sponsors in what many saw as a clear attempt to impact their earnings. This tactic is all too common. Since this happens so often, to understand why the New York Times might hate DeFranco, I think we need to zoom out to the broader question of why the media hates YouTube so much, and if it's justified. To start, you need to know that most of these articles discussing YouTube's algorithm don't acknowledge it can hypothetically radicalize you in any direction, not just to the fringe racists. When clearing all the cookies from your computer and starting a new internet session, you can get your YouTube homepage to fill up with libertarian videos, communist videos, conspiracy videos, or just cute kitten compilations. It's a tailored experience. People like to act as if the algorithm is this scary unknown beast that is pulling people to the fringes, but really how it works is fundamentally pretty straightforward. To put it simply, the system will recommend you different types of videos, and if you click on ones from a particular genre and watch all the way through them a lot, then you'll be recommended more like it. That's it. Does that mean some could be radicalized on YouTube? Sure, if they keep on watching more and more extremist content. But for others, if they only watch center-of-the-road political videos and don't show interest in anything else, then that's what they'll be presented. Because of this, I feel the media is only painting a single side to the story, especially in recent times when the very same algorithm that helped Alex Jones has been boosting up left-wing creators. A major example of this would be ContraPoints. When searching that name, you'll find plenty of videos of people who used to consider themselves right-wing, but did a complete 180 when they started watching her videos.
When I watched Contra's videos, she was very just rational and logical and had these good explanations, and I realized how fucking wrong I was.
One of the main points of my last upload was that just like the real world, the political landscape on YouTube changes over time. In the early days of this site, there were a lot of atheist channels that complained about Republicans and were successful. You also had the Young Turks rise as the left-wing media source of the new age. When Trump rose to power, things shifted the other way, and now I observe that things appear to be shifting again with the aforementioned ContraPoints as well as Carlos Maza getting 1 million views per upload. Better than almost any right-wing political creator currently. This leads to the question, if there are examples of people being converted to all different kinds of ideologies thanks to YouTube, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, why does the mainstream media only ever seem to talk about the negative examples that make Google and the platform's creators look bad? Well, I've heard 3 different theories to explain this phenomenon. Firstly, some claim that this is all a scheme by the old media to get advertisers back from their competitors. it's been well established that the internet has had a negative impact on traditional journalism. People stopped buying papers, Craigslist destroyed paid classified ads, and most importantly to us, sites like Google and Facebook have taken advertising market share away from them. You know those ads that appear on websites which you just ignore or use adblock to avoid? Well, it turns out that these low-end inserts don't bring in much revenue for news outlets. On top of this, a lot of the money that ad agencies once sunk into high-priced print advertisements are now going to websites like Google where they could target their exact audience with amazing precision. Since these tech companies are able to offer a better return on investment for advertisers, some theorize that these hit pieces are meant solely to pressure big brands to pull their budget off of creator videos, and instead back to them. The second theory for the non-stop bad YouTube press is jealousy. As mentioned before, with much of the money gone from news reporting in this era, journalists have had trouble getting a decent job in their fields, with little hope of ever paying off their student loans, destined for a life of only scraping by. With these horrible prospects, they become irate when they see droves of so-called anti-SJW YouTubers, who pull in six-figure salaries mocking journalists and feminists all day long. So with the little power that they yield, they decide to write article after article trying to get these creators taken off of their platforms of choice, and as a result, take away their livelihood. The third theory I've heard, and honestly the one that I feel is most likely, is that they write these negative stories because they bring in views and attention. Just as sites are quick to report on every single time a Tesla on autopilot crashes, but never on when the cars are working correctly, journalists found out that warning about the dangers of YouTube is getting them clicks. But the opposite, not so much. Why talk about the countless amount of stories of people who were raised in racist communities, who then changed their ways thanks to them hearing new voices on YouTube, when the scary alt-right rabbit hole will get them 10 times the viewership? As these articles often point out, making YouTube videos that cause their viewers to become angry and scared get more views. And the same is true for news articles. Which one of the theories I stated, if any at all, are correct is up for you to decide. At the end of the day, the only thing that I know for sure is that this fight between new and old media won't be ending anytime soon. And I do feel that this negative coverage is going to have a lasting impact on censorship online. In fact, it's already happening. While you may feel that all the creators and websites being attacked in these articles up until this point have been justified, all I ask is that you be aware that next time the internet mob may be going after a creator you like. Because if they could go after somebody like DeFranco, no one's off limits. Hey everybody, and thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. But before you leave, I demand that you go and buy a Quip toothbrush right now. It's time to celebrate your new grad, or check off that annual gift for dad. Treat their teeth to an electric toothbrush from Quip, and help them build good habits for the future. The signature guiding features will not only be a gentle reminder to stick to their daily self-care routine, but will keep their smile bright wherever they go. One of the things that makes Quip so great is the multi-use cover that mounts on your mirror and unmounts to slide over your bristles for on-the-go brushing. It also doesn't require a clunky charger and runs for 3 months on one charge. To make it even easier, the brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist recommended schedule of every 3 months for only $5. I've been using my Quip toothbrush for over 6 months now, and I can say with absolute certainty that it's the greatest toothbrush I've ever used. This also explains why they're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/whathappened right now, you can get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/whathappened. And I'll also provide a link in the description down below.